to the March 9th, 2026 regular meeting of the Bloomingdale Special District. Let the record reflect the meeting starts at 6:31 p.m. Trustee President Leach, Kermeyer, Woodcock, White, Jones, Schrader. Trustee Raschke is absent this evening. No one from the public to make comments tonight. Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from February 9th? Yes. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Nope.
Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from February 9th.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Schrader, seconded by Trustee Jones. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record reflect the motion passes 6 votes to 0. Michael?
All right. Good evening, everyone. First meeting after the time change, so that's kind of nice. All right, so going over the financials for February, looking at the balance sheet on here, going over the bank accounts and reconcile balances that we have at the end of the month, $66,102 as the Regions account at the end of February. And the prime account was $718,448. And that's the balance sheet side. On the income statement side, this is kind of an easy one this month. There's really not a whole lot to point out to the board. Very little income came in, interest income and special assessments on those first two lines right there. Only a couple of things really to point out on the expenditure side. Most of the expenditures were pretty close to what the budget amount is for the month. About midway through, just to point this out, 3045.10, this is the surety bond. This is an annual payment. That's the one payment we have to make, so we pay that. Don't have to worry about that going forward. The other thing to point out, just because of the time of year that we're in, with all of the winter death, I guess, that we've dealt with landscaping, landscape replacements down towards the bottom, 3046.23. Looking at the year-to-date column, the fourth column, we have $22,835 that's been spent so far through the month of February. We have a budget of $90,000, so we still have about $66,000 left that we can use to, as I'm sure we're probably going to have to replace some things.
Yeah.
Is that a sort of blanket thing that your green team can do to replace that, or do they gotta get approval, or?
Whatever they do, we approve. I mean, I'll talk to Brianna and or talk to Kevin or Jason, whomever. Keith. Kevin, Jason, Keith, Jimmy, and Ted, and work out what we want to replace. I think this is like a once in a 20-year freeze, but I think if we can continue to go toward more weather-hardy plants, that's where we'll go. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty quick. I'm glad they got on, so,
That was it. That was all I had to point out. It's a pretty light month.
Questions for Michael? I mean, I had one I'd written down at home and didn't bring it in. So if I go home, I may email it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
It wasn't anything critical, it was just something that was on my mind.
Okay.
Okay, are there any further questions or comments about the financial report? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the financial report.
There's a motion by Trustee Woodcock, seconded by Trustee Jones. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record reflect the motion passes 6 votes to 0. For my report, I have in my hand a proposal for the wall at Cambridge Cove. We can talk more about that a little bit later. It's substantial. It's about $17,000. Well, there are multiples here. We'll get into all this when we get to it. The other thing, in 10 minutes, Rick's going to call in to talk about the monument proposal. I think you have with your documents the latest thoughts. He has found somebody who, while he's not ready to put an exact number to it, his words are, we'll be able to dramatically reduce the cost of this. I know what the rough number he gave me last week is, and if that holds, dramatic is the right word for it. It is dramatic reduction. we're gonna need to finalize a lot of things related to that, and we're gonna need to do that tonight, even if it's painful to do it. That's all I have for my report this evening. Questions for me? Okay, Brianna, over to you.
In traffic, so sorry. The lane on Boyette is going down to one lane, and so it was kind of like annoying. So, anyway, hello. So, let's see. We are still waiting for the column behind 1408 Faulkner Road to be cured and painted. The Cambridge Cove Wall Monument, we got an estimate from OnClean to clean the white film off. I don't know if you want to go over that now or wait or.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You have a copy of that. Which one of these
It's
is
the
it?
blue front
Which one is it?
from OnClean. That's your green clean.
I have all of your green tea.
Green clean.
Those are the only ones I have.
Correct.
Your green tea.
Yeah, I didn't print one of these for everybody because it's not huge. It's $2,500.
This is the company that cleaned off the white film previously when Rick was managing.
It's their entrance walls? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You may recall, this has been a perennial problem. If it's not rust, it's white film, and it just doesn't. We've had, how many times, Royce, have we tried to deal with this?
Yeah.
And it seems to come off for a while, but it won't stay off. Or, for whatever reason, what they're doing doesn't work. It's not, we haven't found a viable, long-term solution.
And this is on their entry rate, is that right?
Yeah. On both sides.
Is it from their water, from the sprinklers? Is that what does it?
Yeah, that, or it's not, or I don't think it's the anti-rust treatment. I think it's the water and the effect it has.
And
It's
it's
either
very
rusty
shady.
or it's white.
Yeah.
It's not.
Maybe it's a combination of.
Sounds like scaling.
Well, and we've heard that term before, but no one seems to be able to get rid of it. We can pressure wash it, but it comes back. We can rust treat it and it comes back. It just keeps coming back.
Well, it's
this-
been, when OnClean was at 2017?
It's been a while,
So it's been 9 years
That's
since we
true.
went through this.
That's
before,
less than
so
seven
it's-
different proposals.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Is there a reason we do it versus their homeowners association?
It's on the outside.
Okay.
It's on the outside, yeah. I'll have to read through this. Typically, and I appreciate them putting a contract together, but I'll throw this to the lawyer and let the lawyer look at it. And it will probably come back, it will come back in a way that we're familiar with what our contracts look like. That's not a slight to them, it's just the way, we'll write the contract and give it to them.
Okay. They just need to give us the proposal.
Yeah.
So does this need to be done differently than just an estimate and we send them a purchase order?
I mean, I don't think so. I think we can do it that way. I hate to go through the attorneys just to review something that's really just that it's a quick service for something that we're just trying to deal with. And I don't think we need to.
Okay.
Brandon, can you just ask them if they'll just accept a purchase order from us?
Yeah, if they want a contract, it's gonna take at least a week.
Sure. I mean, I assume they did last time when Rick got the proposal, so I will double check.
I don't remember there being a contract involved, but it looks
I
like
don't-
they've changed.
They've merged with a company, so.
Yeah, if you just see if they'll just accept a purchase order for that.
Okay, so, we have the signs that Bloomingdale and John were repainted and reinstalled. We did get a notification that they're crooked, so, but apparently they were crooked, and then when they were reinstalled, they were still crooked. So, anyway, the sign video will be out, I think, this week, they said, to make sure it's all level and adjust as needed. Your green team is currently coming up with a plant count and a plan for plants that don't show signs of coming back. So far, I don't have any proposals of replacement for those quite yet. The county vendor that's been working on sidewalk repairs has been repairing the irrigation and replacing the sod. They're also in communication with your green team irrigation tech. So I've seen sod patches all around. Trevor seems to be happy with how they're doing the repairs. He was meeting with them this morning, so
Inshallah.
So, yeah.
I'm shocked, but pleasantly.
So the county is doing the sprinkler stuff right now?
Yeah.
Because they got a hole out on the entryway of Tree Line Drive for, like 3 weeks or something. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah.
I actually figured it must not have been a green thing, because I know they don't dig it until they're ready to fix it. So.
Yeah, it might be that. I know that they were out this morning. I saw them while I was doing a drive. I lost my spot. Bell Shoals irrigation. So I just sent over a proposal just a couple hours ago of what they want to do. And I've had to ask some clarifying questions because the way they labeled the estimates was just a little confusing to me. So I'm going to have them draw out a map, but just for example, one of them is $14,000, one of them is $16,000, and this is just for drip line.
Let's do this. Let's have them draw out a map, both sides of the road, full extent of what they think they're going to do. Let's talk about what they're going to put where and how much either per foot, per linear foot, per linear yard, for the whole thing, whatever it is. Where we're going to have drip lines that aren't going to be hedged. We're going to have hedge. How are they going to be spaced? What kind are they going to be? And then we've talked about this is the Rusty plan, and put hedges along. I call them hedges. We'll call them bushes.
Shrubs, whatever.
Shrubs along the way on both sides. What can we put in there? Are they that far down the road? I didn't look through all of these. Are there plant costs in here yet?
No.
It's
So
just
this is
irrigation.
just irrigation,
Okay.
just for drip line, literally just a hose going down both sides of Bell Shoals up to Rosemead.
Okay.
And next on my list is talking about the trimming and the painting. Those were more important, and maybe we don't even do shrubs and
Well, we'll break it up 2 phases. First phase is
yeah.
cutting and trimming and painting, and then the second one is we'll do the irrigation and the shrubs.
Yeah. So I guess right now that's a good ballpark, and we can kind of rein it in when we're actually
Here's
ready.
Rick. Do you mind if I put you on hold?
Yeah.
Just,
Bell
So
Shoals
Rick,
irrigation.
I'll-
hey Rick,
Yeah.
hold on, let me check the volume here, put you by the mic. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, we've got the board here, and we've got what you forwarded in. You want to talk us through this?
Yeah, it's, basically, it's virtually identical to the original plan, the only difference being that, instead of the numbers going all the way through, they're etched at like a standard document.
Okay.
And one of the reasons, for that is, we kind of determined that with those, to go all the way through, there'd be birds and squirrels and things like that, that could get in there and dirt and, leaves and, plus, he wasn't sure how much more it was going to be able to do that. But we found a local company that, is, able to do it. We'll have it done by, mid to end of July. I did add something on there which you may have noticed. I thought it would be really cool to put 2 spotlights, one in front of each tower, real narrow beam, that just light up the front of each of those towers at night. Then what it is it's an 8-inch slab of polished granite sitting on top of a 6-inch slab of rough granite. And the front edge of the polished granite, as you see, as never forget. And then along the 2 sides, it's got the emblems of the different branches of the military. at the next meeting, and, so we're looking at other options for that. But I think this monument is pretty much exactly what we had been envisioning from the start. And it's going to be substantially less than what was originally approved. But I don't want to give you a number yet because we're still waiting on some final numbers. We were originally going to do a 30-inch pentagon on 30 inches on each side. Then we determined that we probably wouldn't have enough space to put the dog in front, so we changed that to 36 inches, so he had to go back and get new numbers on that, on the increased size. But I should have numbers, solid numbers by next week. But the thing is, we need to have it. I need your okay tonight. I mean, I know you've already approved 70 or 75,000. We're going to be well under that. But he's got to get the stone ordered in order to have it. Somebody asked where it comes from, and it comes from India through China. So it's got to be ordered like ASAP to make sure they meet the July deadline. They're going to do the complete install, everything except the electrical, which really is not going to be a big deal. But that's about it. Questions?
I see it says 36 inches and 39 inches, so it's 36 inches?
There are two, it's like a step.
The base is.
So the bottom one is 39, and then you step up and you got 36.
Yeah, and the bottom one is rough, the top one is polished
Right.
and smooth.
Got that, okay, thank you.
And
So-
those two together, I saw them in their showroom. They look very nice with the polished stone sitting on top of the rough stone.
And Rick, what accounts for the cost differences?
You know, I don't know. You know, the first guy that we had, I met him on site, and I don't know. I really can't tell you. But
I can take a guess.
Well, when he gave me that number, you know, I thought, holy shit, to be honest with you. And so I kept looking, and then finally found this guy. And they're up near the airport in Tampa. But your guess is as good as mine. What's your guess?
China.
China? Oh, I don't know. It sounds like kind of that's where this black granite comes from.
Well, black granite comes from all over the place, but either way.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, let's pause for just a second. I think we've already approved the funding for this, so any amount that comes in lower than that is fine. I think what you're looking for is the ability to change vendors. We don't have anything in writing with these other people anyway, so I'm not worried about that. But I do want to have something in writing with whoever we're going to deal with, because I don't want to be left with a painted block of concrete.
Yeah. They do require a 50% deposit, which is, you know, to be expected.
Okay, then unless the board objects, I would say you give them a general proceed. But we got to put all this in writing, and we got to do it fast. So,
Absolutely.
if you send me the specs, I'll get it to the lawyer and have the lawyer draft it up. Because, like I said, we're gonna, whether it's $75,000 or $75 for this, I want to have it in writing so that we're protected. We also need a timeline, and you'll have to apologize to them, but saying, yeah, we can have it to you in time by the end of July, that's not good
No,
enough.
I told them I told them end of July.
Okay, well,
Because that gives us, 4 or 5 weeks.
I want to see the stone, I want to see it when it's done. I want there to be an acceptance clause in this where we accept it. Because again, I don't want them to carve up something that looks like shit and we have to pay for it. So, and that maybe that doesn't sound fair, but this is going to go out in public, and we're going to be responsible for this. And I don't want to have something that looks amateurish. I'm not saying that it will be, but a contract with all the stuff in it covers us, and I want to see it before it comes on site.
Rick, have you seen the other work?
I have. I went through their showroom. They're quite an impressive operation, to be perfectly honest with you.
So you think the quality is there?
I definitely think the quality will be there, based on what I saw in their showroom. And they took me back into the, where they do all the polishing and etching and grading and all that too.
And I'm happy to go down there and talk to them. You and I can go down there and meet
I
with
think
them.
that would be a fine idea, because I'm not taking responsibility for it.
Well, and you know what, that's fine, you don't need to. But I would love to meet the people, see their setup, and like I said, in the end, I want to put all this on paper and work out how we're gonna do it. I need to understand the timeline in my head.
Well, I don't have a problem with that, and I'll be back in town probably Wednesday or Thursday. Let's see, when I talk tomorrow, we'll get a day and we'll schedule a time to go see him.
Okay, I can do it almost anytime this week. Next week I'm gone.
Okay, but the important part is that the board needs to give you the ability to pull the trigger and tell them, order the stone. Because we can't wait another month.
Okay,
And it's black granite, everything is either polished or rough.
it sounds to me like nothing about what we originally talked about has changed, other than the slight design modifications that we've made and the cost, which has gone down.
That's correct. That's correct. You all had decided that you really liked the black granite idea best, so I didn't even ask him about other stone.
Okay.
So that's what he quoted.
After reviewing the motion from last month, I feel like we're still in line with what we already agreed to.
So you've got,
Yeah, I thought so too, but I just wanted you to know. It's the one main, the only thing that's really, there's several things that are better, first of all, okay? I really love the look of the polished stone sitting on the off-edge stone. It really looks good, and that wasn't part of the original. I also love the idea, my idea, of putting the lights drilled, corduroy through the stone and having two uplights on the two different towers. I think that's going to look awesome, to be honest with you. So those two things are different. And then the only difference being, instead of pouring all the way through the 9 and the 1s, it's just etched like it is on a regular monument.
And I suspect that's where a lot of the cost savings probably come in too. And I think it'll look fine as well.
I mean, if they have a standard contract that they use for things like this, I'm happy to look it over. It's going to go to the lawyer before I sign it, just to make sure. But we can do it that way rather than me sit down and try to draft something out.
I think that's a good idea, because we can move quicker that way, and I can ask them for a copy of their agreement, their proposal, and then we can modify what we need to modify.
Yeah, I mean, you can give them a head nod. We agree that we agree.
They're not going to cut it. They need to deposit the order still.
Okay.
So listen, I got a Manhattan sitting on the table waiting for me.
Crybaby.
Anything else?
Hey, one thing, just sort of administrative thing, I don't see Space Force in them. Are we gonna put that on there? Even though that wasn't there.
That can
That-
certainly be added.
What do you all think? I'm not going to fall. I'm not going
Two
to die.
thoughts. Well, I agree, but I have two thoughts on the emblems. I think if we have the Space Force, then we can balance 3 and 3 as well on each side. I know they were kind of back to the GWAC. But the other thing, I was wondering if maybe we could get something for the fire department and the police department that we could lay in on the corners on the top, maybe, in front of the dog. Yeah, like kind of in the, just a thought. I mean, I know
We
the,
could put those two on either side of the never forget word on the front.
of course, yeah, perhaps, yeah, it's easiest to keep them on the side. So.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're looking for different possibilities and opportunities. We can really adjust and do these things between now and when the stone comes in.
And then I'm sorry, I know the urgency is on the stone. Is the placard going to be part of this quote, or is that something we can use another vendor for?
We'll do that separate. We'll do that separate.
Yeah. No, if you still want a placard, in addition to what we're putting on here, then we have to do that separate.
Okay,
You're not looking at
that makes sense, because that's, the urgency is obviously on the line.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talk to them, if we're going to put 50% down, then they need to know what that 50% needs to be.
I'll get a written proposal based on the new sizes and a copy of their contract
And a PO for the 50%.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go for that.
Well, no, but I mean, no, with all the, with a proposal, which will be, for me, is part of the contract, and then a PO that we can use to generate a 50% down payment.
Okay.
Well, I generate a PO,
A
not
PO
them.
with a deposit.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
We'll do, yeah, okay. Miriam corrected me, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Bye.
Bye.
Looks good, thank you, Rick.
No problem, bye.
I have a question, so the never forget, just, you guys probably know this, will go on the side that's 36 inches, or it goes on the bottom one that's 39 inches?
36.
It's on the.
So if the side is 36 inches, the text is only 3 inches tall. Doesn't that seem little?
3 inches, that's,
About 3 inches out of 36 inches?
8 inch.
It says 3 inch text.
Well, 3 inch.
Is that, I mean, just, I'm trying to think,
You're right.
so the side is 36 inches. But
Which
we're
is-
talking long.
that's 3 feet long.
Long.
And 3
But
inches.
how high is how thick is it?
Well, the text is 3 inches, so
This-
I imagine it's gotta be an inch on either. It's, 8 inches high.
Oh, does it say, oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 inch
My
vertical.
new, see, you guys are all looking at.
So,
Okay, so it's half of
yeah.
the 6 inches is half, okay. That's better than mine is. Thanks.
Okay. Other questions here? I've jotted down a bunch of things that I want to make sure are included in the contract, including finalizing the specs, the production, what I call the acceptance, and they may bulk at that, but I don't want the surprise granite with a crack in it when it's delivered here. I'd rather see it down there. And any remediation needs to be done. Installation, any mods that we need to do to the park, we need to talk about. Those are separate from building this, but the lighting, the plants, if we have to move anything or replant something, the flagpole, if we have to move that, all those things fall into this. And we talked about cost of the contract and all that. So I'll work these things out. Hopefully, when I meet with these people, which will also hopefully be later this week. Sound good? Okay, Brianna. Sorry to interrupt you.
No?
Now you really watch the play.
No. Okay, so with the irrigation, I'll reach out to your green team and, they're already working on the map. And I think they already got the linear feet on there, but maybe once we have more of a plan of what we're gonna plant, we can refine that estimate a little bit more.
Hey, was this also just gonna throw, maybe we'll do this in phases or something?
Yeah, that's what, he was saying, we should do it in phases. So right now, the trimming, that's, I guess, this current phase that we're in. And your green team is finishing up a couple of small areas that Keith noticed this morning that they missed, but that should be completed this week. The painting of the walls, I got one proposal, I think it was about $24,000. They also sent me a little picture saying that there was some wall repair that needed to be done before they could even start. I also have Patrick giving a proposal, and he would be able to do all of that. So hopefully that will kind of work itself out, but.
Is Patrick your GC, general contractor? Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to general contractor versus piecemeal this out and go one person say,
Exactly.
how much is it to do it? You figure all that out, who's going to do what?
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully his number's gonna be more expensive because he's also gonna include the wall repair. So just waiting on him to get that back to me. I also reached out to another company, but, they have not contacted me back, so. Let's see, the palms behind the monuments at Bloomingdale and John Moore have been cleaned up now. The soil testing results came back and the fertilization, to be honest, I looked at it, I don't know. how to
Is it acidic by chance?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so the fertilization team is already on it, they've applied the treatment, so we'll see how that goes, and of course, all the plants that were just in they look dead because of the frost. So I'll get that nibbled with Keith. There's the palm that you brought up last month where it was getting suffocated by the fig at Culbreath and Arendelle. And
Yeah.
Keith said he trimmed it himself, so what they do is they kind of trim around it, they let whatever's on it die, and then they can just
They're
pull it.
off.
So it might look alive for the next week or so, but it should die. Then we had a solar monument light that was reported at Bloomingdale Cove and Allwood that has been replaced last week. And then there's a flag at Bloomingdale that I still need to replace. So we'll get that done.
Where are we on the Glenhaven entrance wall, the new wall and sign?
I know that the electrical stuff has been removed, the meter has been removed. So I think we're just waiting on getting that to actually be moved. But I haven't gotten an update from Rick on that at all. I did talk to
Tom,
Patrick.
remember I told you Patrick called today? He's gonna pick up the deposit check tomorrow, and they're gonna start demo this week.
Okay.
Perfect.
And he's going by to talk to the resident so that they can make arrangements not to have their pets in the backyard.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Alright, so that was it for me. Do you guys have any?
I have a question about that light pole at Havenstone that's
Okay.
across the sidewalk. Do we know what the deal? It's been like that for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
It's blocking the sidewalk and it's a big cement.
Havenstone, you said?
Yeah, it's Havenstone
That's
Way.
the one you reported
It
to
is a
county.
major-
Yeah, I'll see
Is
what
it
I
the
can
county
do.
that's supposed to do it?
It looked like a kind of a Tico light pole, but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
cement. I don't know how it,
Yeah,
it's
it must have
cement.
been a car.
Big piece of cement across the sidewalk.
But I'll follow up.
And then my other question is about this new median they put in out here.
Hmm.
I can
Is
tell you
that our
anything you want to know.
responsibility
Well, guess what?
to fill it or
If you
what?
had to guess, whose responsibility do you think it is? It's
Ours.
Because it is. I talked to the company that was doing that, and the reason it was done,
So people can't turn in.
people can't turn in.
Right, I figured that.
And he said they're gonna backfill it, and then they were gonna put turf on it, and I said, well, we'll probably, because I knew the answer, we were gonna end up taking over that. So, if we could get Keith and company, take a look at that, what's feasible, my thought is, I have a couple of thoughts.
It's so
Because it goes narrow,
The ragby, the little
or wildflowers,
wildflowers,
that don't grow any higher than about, 3 feet. I
and
mean,
just replace them, I guess, when they die.
and they probably, sometimes you're driving on the highway and you see these patches of wildflowers that you know are planted. Maybe they won't die. It's Florida.
Could do some Florida.
I guess what I'm thinking is perennials instead of annuals. I don't know that we want to.
I mean, they get pretty good light, so.
Yeah, there's
we
nothing
won't have
around
to-
it, there's
yeah,
some
we
palm
don't have to
trees,
work
but it's out
against
there.
shade.
And it's not a big area. It's weird.
And is this an area we would want to put poinsettias in come Christmas time, or just not worry about it?
Probably to balance it. And my
So we
OCD brain, you're gonna have
I mean,
poinsettias on
we're-
one side, and then what are you gonna have on the other side? Nothing.
Well, if we do that, then we just put annuals back there.
I mean, it would make it really colorful. It would be good.
All right, well, let's just
Do you want options or just?
No, let's just add that strip to the annual plan. I'm sure it'll kick the price up a little bit, but let's just have them add that, and you may as well have them, when they put them in there, have them mulch it too. Otherwise, it's just gonna wash away.
Oh, and Brianna, I know that Keith is getting ready to order the annuals, because he asked me about sun patients.
Oh, and you know what? We don't have irrigation there, do we?
No.
Shoot, we don't have any irrigation in that little strip either.
Miriam, do you want to water it?
I'll run out.
And our order schedule and.
Can we just put mulch in it or something and just leave it?
Well, it's too bad that artificial turf costs so much, because that would be a great spot.
Can't we get down to Home Depot and just get some of that AstroTurf stuff?
Oh.
You know, people using their lanai.
We could just let them
plan it like they're gonna leave it and deal with it later, see how it looks.
Well, is there irrigation that could just tie in? Cause it's
Well, we've got irrigation on the front side of that.
not in the middle.
It's in the middle, in the front, in the middle. You're talking about towards Liffey Pinecrest, that front.
Yeah, all of that. I'm sure we could tap that and run it backwards toward this direction.
Cause do you need a riser to just do that little area? I'm sure they could figure out,
You could probably do a drip line.
yeah.
And that way you don't, because putting something that pops up,
Yeah, I agree.
Someone's trip over it.
somebody's cars
Somebody's
are
gonna
gonna go over that
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point. You'd like to think not, but they probably will. Just ask Keith, just give us what's it gonna cost? If we ran a drip line through that, and then we threw in, and we just matched the angles that are on the other side of it, what are we looking at? Because the answer to your question is, yeah, we're gonna do that. They're gonna put turf in there, they'll probably put a hay in there, and it will die. Or if they put, St. Aug in there, it will die because there's no irrigation.
Did the county do it?
Yeah. Because whoever complained, it was a traffic issue. There are too many people, this guy's words, not mine, too many people that trying to turn in here but couldn't turn into Arundel because someone was on Arundel trying to turn left to go over here to the bars. And with that, the grease monkey next door, it's only going to get worse. So I expect people will come up here and do a U-turn. It's going to be a disaster no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
But at least it'll be a disaster with nice looking names. Questions for Brianna?
Sorry, tracks.
Thanks, Brianna.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's see. Click on track. Did that. Okay, let's move to committee reports. Budget committee.
I forget when our budget meeting is, April?
Yeah, next month, budget season starts.
Yeah.
We'll do remainder of the year, and then in May, we'll do next year.
Right. So, need to look at, see if we need to make any adjustments. The one that pops in my head is just the security. They don't seem to be chewing up as many hours as we budgeted for. But we'll also need to see if we need to move between captions. Because I know we've been earning a lot for the lawyer. Other than that, so next month, are we trying to do it in a meeting, or are we going to try and do it a separate meeting?
No, we haven't needed a committee meeting for quite a while now.
I always put them on the schedule every year when we have to advertise our meeting schedule, just to cover us, so in case you decide you have to have one, it's already been advertised. But no, we haven't had a committee meeting in a while, so.
It's been a couple of years.
Okay. Contracts.
Okay, I drafted the landscape maintenance. It expires in June 30 this year, so we need to get moving on that. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it all.
Yeah, we can't use that.
Huh?
We can't use that.
You want to use the old one, updated?
Yeah, because the language in there is, it's long and wordy, but it's legalese that protects us.
Okay.
You can't say you fix it. You have to say the language is more detailed. Otherwise, they can put a Band-Aid on an irrigation pipe, and that's a fix.
Okay.
So we can't do that.
All right, I'll update the one, the current one.
Miriam's got all of, and the nice thing is what we've got, we ran through the lawyers, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And the property hasn't really changed any. What we need to do a couple of things, is zero the cost of all the annuals that are on there. Decide if we want to add or subtract anything from that list. I think, what was I talking about this morning?
Bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea. We want to add Bougainvillea to it. And again, these are just, if they're just going to price it per unit, we're not obligated to buy any of it or install any of it, but if we wanted to install something, here's the price, and they put a bid in for that. And then change the dates.
Okay.
That's one thing we need to do. Then the next thing we need to do is, because the bid package is there, the notice to offerers,
Right.
the instructions, all that, it's all together. We need to launch that. perfect world, we could get that out and back, before we finalize the budget in the public hearing.
Right.
Barring that,
Well, we almost have to because, I mean, it expires the end of June.
well, we can probably get by with what do we think the cost will be?
Inflationary increase kind of.
Yeah, I can talk to Rick about that. Just see how he did it. I want to say 10% was what we were doing.
It's a 3-year contract, right?
Yeah. And as you recall from the Buccaneer days, it's 3 years at our discretion to cut it, which is why we stay with the language we already have. We have all the options.
Yeah, the other question, I just thought that because it expires in June, it's just sort of the middle of the summer season. We want to try and adjust it so that we expire it during the winter.
Yeah, we could do that. We could cut it for like 2.5 years.
Right.
That way we have to renew it, and then we get on that cycle. If we don't have one, we can do what we did when we were going through the Buccaneer mess, which is just do month to month at a prorated amount.
So when would you want to expire? At the end of the calendar year or the end of the fiscal year? You want to do it during the winter.
Is there any benefit to tying it to the fiscal year time? Or?
Well, the only benefit, of course, is it really doesn't give us a benefit because we're going to have to budget for it in advance anyway.
Yeah.
So,
So winter would probably be better.
yeah, I mean, calendar year or like the end of January, something like that would be the best option, I think. Because that would give us time to, during the lull season, to get the 2-month process of getting the packages, getting the bids, reviewing it and everything else. So I recommend the end of January.
Which times out nicely with, we get all that in, and then we can roll that cost into
Our next
the budget the next year.
Right.
Okay. So we just need to get our process down. We've got all the documents that we need. What we need to do is solicit for bids.
Yeah, I'll just update everything and get it back to Mary.
Well, she's got all the documents that the lawyer went through. She's got.
Right, I've got the documents. I
And
just,
everything's uploaded to the Google Drive. All the bid documents are there as well.
right. Oh, they're up to now?
Mhm.
Okay. Right.
So just one thought, and pardon me, I can't recall exactly what it was called. It was like our governance plan or something that the state required, where we had, expectations like service level agreements for responsiveness after a storm and all that kind of stuff. Is this ringing a bell at all?
Like the goals and objectives?
Yeah.
It's built into there.
And I think we kind of mapped it to what our contract probably already had in. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to just kind of reconcile that as well in the contract, perhaps.
As I recall, I mean, when I reviewed the contract yesterday, they seemed to sync up.
That's what I was saying, because I think we kind of wrote that with the existing contract in mind.
Right now, we're on autopilot. All those things are locked in. The language is, all of our contracts, the language is very similar. And the lawyers made it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all to protect us. And everything else that we do dovetails in, and those mesh with all the other requirements that we have at the county.
Which is ideal. And by intention.
And my intention, you're correct.
Maybe Brianna could help with a list of vendors
Of
to
course.
send bids to.
Absolutely. In fact, I guess I just offhand said,
Yeah.
to Rick, he does not need to do this if you are ready to take it and run with it.
I would not mind Rick's involvement if I could work with him.
I leave that to you.
Okay,
Do it any way you want.
okay.
I know generally, I can't be involved. Nobody here can be involved because we're gonna review and vote.
Right.
So it's you and Miriam as trusted agent, and if you want to ask Rick for a little,
So maybe you and I can sit down.
Yes, and in fact, Charlie, could you share that Google Drive with Brianna?
Yeah. Just,
That way she can familiarize herself with the contract and all the bid documents.
Okay,
I'll
Yeah,
reach out to you.
just send me an email and then I can give you the access.
Okay, anything else for contracts?
That's all right now.
All right, we talked about that. Tax roll. Who's not here? Holiday decor.
Nothing to report.
Landscaping, capital improvements. Brianna, do we need to go through these proposals tonight?
I think those are just irrigation, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hold these. We talked about all the other things. You know, one of our conscientious neighbors at Oak Crest, one of the ones that backs up to Culver, I want to say it's probably 3 houses from the corner of Arundel, took a tree down today. And when I drove by there this morning, at first I wasn't sure what I was looking at. I wondered, are they taking our trees down off Culver? Who are these people? So I parked and I went back, I walked over there just to look, and they were taking a tree down from the other side of the wall. Would you just have somebody take a look at that stretch of wall? I didn't do any type of inspection. And they had a guy up, they had all the right stuff in place, so I don't have a reason to doubt they did it right, but there's always a chance that something fell and cracked the wall, and I'd like to know about it sooner rather than later.
And you said that was Oak Crest and Culver?
It was, if you go Arundel to Culver, take a left like you're going down towards Chimino, it's probably three, 4 houses on the left side,
Okay.
on the other side of the wall. You'll no doubt see debris and other things.
Okay.
I just want to make sure the wall's okay. And that's all I have. Security.
Deputy Buswell's gonna be out for a couple months, rehabbing from knee replacement surgery, but he's gonna continue to coordinate the program for us in his absence. Just won't be able to do the shifts. He's been very pleased with the 2 to 3 additional deputies that have been working with him, so shouldn't be a lapse in coverage. Agreed about the hours being down low, so I'll let him know when he gets back. In terms of maybe we bake some hours for the summer or something, so otherwise, available budget, we can make a decision together whether we want
Yeah, they
to
did.
pull some of that back or
They did,
use it this summer.
I think 28 hours last month.
So that's probably got a bit of an issue with his availability and all, so.
Well, what I will say is over the course of this program, the number of people I've seen blowing up and down the streets fast, just going down dramatically. I see people run stop signs. I don't think that has changed, because if you don't see a cop on the corner, you can do it and get away with it. But I haven't seen, what I do hear a little bit more of, maybe I just notice it now, is you hear the wheels squealing. I assume someone's trying to race, or they're on Culver and it's a Friday night and there's nobody around and they just gun it because they can, or they think they can. But I think overall, their presence has made a difference since we started this up.
I hope so, just increased awareness is helpful, obviously, so.
And the fact that you never know where they are or when
Yeah.
is helpful too.
I think also there's a lot of times there's officers like at the line and stuff like that, which has nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
Right,
A lot of
they park there and do their paperwork and stuff,
and they sit so that it looks like they're taking pictures anyway. But as a side note, I don't know if you're aware of this, but in the school zone in front of Bloomingdale, they now have speed cameras. And they've now activated them the entire time school's in. They used to be only in the morning and the afternoon, now they're the whole time frame.
I bet they're gonna get a lot of high school kids speeding and they can't run out to lunch.
You're gonna get a lot of high school kids.
What is it? What?
So you have to drive 15 miles per hour?
No, only when the lights are flashing, you have to drive at 15 or, no, it's 20 miles an hour there.
No, but if you speed over the regular speed limit, those cameras around and they can.
Oh, yeah. So during the flashing light, if you're more than 8 miles over the limit, you'll get, the license plate will get the ticket. If it's during the non-flashing hours, they go up to 12 miles an hour, and then you get,
Over 35,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah, but they won't tell you that, that's the unofficial, I get that from the sheriff's department when I go to meetings, but.
You can just do it, Randy doesn't put a fake tag on the back of your car and look through there.
I'll just smear some.
Oh, you know what the
Right
license,
on there.
you know what the frames of the license plates?
Yeah, I saw, you can't cover up the state or anything like
You
that.
can't cover anything up now.
And you can't have anything that degrades the view of the numbers on the tag.
Right, and FHP is enforcing it, it's a up to $500 fine and 60 days in jail.
So they're on to you, Randy, you better be careful, shipmate.
I hope
Shipmate.
if they're a Packers fan, they'll let mine slide.
And they won't let anything,
All right.
it's a first offense, so they can pull you over anytime.
Yeah.
Community relations,
Nothing.
nothing,
But
okay.
I'm waiting for the big story.
The big story.
Might be
Monument,
this-
the monument,
Oh, that
I'm
one.
waiting for that big story.
Correspondence folder, we got an invite to a community meeting for a redevelopment that's not within our boundaries. That doesn't affect us. But you're welcome to look at it. Okay, let's move into old business. Is there any old business tonight? I think we need to rehash. Hearing none, new business. Hearing none, a reminder, next meeting is next month, April 13th. Lucky 13th. We'll sign checks on the 23rd, then again on April 27th. And then we start budget season next month. If we can knock it out in 2 monthly meetings, we will. If we need to have a committee meeting, we can certainly do that. They're on the schedule. Is there any other business to be brought before the board tonight? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Sorry.
Motion by trustee Schrader, seconded by trustee Jones. All those in favor say aye. The record reflect the meeting adjourns at 7:23.